God gets angry at injustice, and he promises to avenge it. Listen, here's what God says in Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 9 and 10. God says, "The land is full of blood, and the city is full of injustice, for they say, the Lord has forsaken the land, and the Lord does not see. But my eye will not spare, nor will I have pity. I will bring their deeds upon their heads." As God right now on the throne looks out in our country, in our land, and sees what is happening, I think he's angry. I think God's angry. When we see injustice, we should be angry. When a presidential candidate is proven to have committed a crime and charges are not filed, that's an injustice. We should be angry. When black men and police officers are senselessly shot and killed, we should be angry. When a man kills one of our pastor's brothers, shoots him 5 times in the back, and goes free because a jury can't agree on how long to sentence the man, we should be angry. But tears today, I'm angry. I am angry. I am very angry. And my prayer is that God would take these people out. Kill them or convert them. Either kill them so that they might stand before God, the eternal judge, and receive their due, or convert them. Change their hearts and give them your love, Lord. Save their souls. Man, I'm fine with that. I'd prefer that. That's the better thing. If anyone admits the gravity of their sin and their wrongdoing and pleads for the mercy of God and receives the judgment of Jesus on their behalf and his blood that was shed on the cross, and then receive that and then begin to live out his love, oh, that is so great. That's better. That's far better. I am all about that. I think we rightfully pray, God, kill them or convert them. Either kill them and judge them, or convert them and give them your love and make them loving. Just so you don't think I'm crazy and like your pastor's gotten completely off his rocker today, let me kind of back up this stuff with someone that you guys trust a lot, John Piper. Here's what he says in an article actually titled, "Do I Not Hate Those Who Hate You, O Lord?" Okay. So, yeah, if you guys haven't ever heard of John Piper, he's, I don't know, him and Tim Keller are kind of like the Protestant popes, I think, so everybody kind of trusts them. Here's what he says. "There is a kind of hate for the sinner that may coexist with pity and even a desire for their salvation. When wickedness is so persistent and high-handed and God-despising and such lovelessness toward God, it may be appropriate to call down anathema." Anathema is to be damned, to be judged, to be cursed. You see, hate and love for a person can coexist together. It's a complex emotion. Our emotions are very complex. And you can have both of those things and have them in a good, godly way. Have hate and love for a person at the same time. I'll give you one more quote. This one's from Martin Luther from the Reformation. Here's what he says. "We should pray that our enemies be converted and become our friends, and if not, that their doing and designing would be bound to fail and have no success, and that their persons perish rather than the gospel and the kingdom of Christ." You read his writings, he prays a lot against what he calls the beast. I mean, he didn't like the Pope too much. That was his mean name for him. So the Pope at the time was kind of a beast. So you guys get it? Is this kind of making sense a little bit? Starting to see where I'm going? I believe God means the imprecatory prayers to be comforting to our souls, because without them, we don't really know where and how to place what we feel. So here's a personal example. About 11 years ago now, my wife and I, we had this other married couple living with us in our house, and the dude actually ended up cheating on his wife with another woman, and when I tried to confront him about it, he became very violent. He pushed me up against the wall, wanted to fight me, threatened to kill me and kill my wife. In those moments, he's like up in my face. My fists were clenched. I wanted to fight this guy. so bad. But I knew that I couldn't, that Christ compelled me not to fight in my anger. So instead I said very calmly, you can say what you want to me. I will not fight you. But if you come near my wife, you're a dead man. I will protect her. And then I called the police the next morning. Several months later, I was still wrestling just with all of the emotion of what I felt, of what happened. I didn't know how to place my feelings because I felt like I was wrestling with Jesus' command to love your enemies, but I felt so wronged. And so how do you place your anger? And so I literally started having dreams at night and like fantasies in the day about killing this man. I remember one time I was like in the shower and the hot water long went out and it was just cold, and I was just imagining various ways to gruesomely murder this man. And I'm like, okay, I'm a pastor, this is wrong. So I went to go see a Christian counselor at IBCD here in San Diego, Institute of Biblical Counseling and Discipleship. And you know what the counselor told me to do? He told me to start praying the imprecatory Psalms. Start praying, God, kill him or convert him. And you know what? I started doing that, and I started feeling a whole lot better. It actually works. It's comforting. I believe God means the imprecatory Psalms to be a comfort to us. It's one way that God prepares a table for us in the presence of our enemies. So hate evil and hate evildoers, and pray for their judgment, and at the same time, love them. Do good to them and pray for their conversion. Do both of those things. That's the way. That's the way of Jesus. That's Jesus' way. I mean, at Jesus' own trial, when they're interrogating him, when they're hitting him on the face and they're spitting on him, he tells them that they're going to receive judgment. I mean, he prays essentially an imprecatory prayer against them in that moment. And at the same time, hours later, when he's on the cross, he says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.